Not everybody's motivated by the same thing. And so somebody just wants me to recognize them and say, hey, I'm proud of you. Great job. They're like, thank you. I appreciate that. And they're going to do it again because they want to hear that again. Right. Somebody else is like, what's the reward? Like, put me in a competition. Like, whoever does this gets $1,000. They're like, right. Oh, I'm winning that $1,000. Right. You don't need to say you're proud of them. They're like, oh, that's good, but give me the $1,000. Right. Give me the trophy. Give me the reward. And so this is how I learned that they're in building a diverse team, that not everybody's motivated by the same thing.
That's good.
Some people you put in the competition, they're like, I mean, I don't care what she does. Why you comparing me to her?
Right.
Like, I'm my own woman. I don't need to beat her to feel like a winner. And competition would actually push them away.
But some people thrive on that.
They thrive.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven and family-focused and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey, Self-Talk family. We are back in the house.
Did you really just sing that?
I think so. I think I'm tired.
Is that your self-talk? Change that. What else can you say?
I know I'm tired.
How about, man, I put everything in today. Today was a grind day.
Yes, it was.
Okay, good.
I got this.
All right, cool. Listen, guys, we are excited. This is a self-talk experience. The things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determines what we attract for ourselves.
Yes.
And today,
what are we talking about?
Our kids.
Our kids. Hey, so this is funny. So I just did a post on Instagram and asked for topics for self-talk. And one of the topics suggestions was about our kids. Oh, for us to talk about our kids and how they have shaped who we are.
Oh, wow. That's different, how they've shaped who we are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they certainly, the first two, Rayvon and Malik, were a motivation for me because I had just started my entrepreneurial ventures, right? Malik was 2 and Rayvon was 8 at the time.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? No, it was before then, right? Because I'm thinking of PPLSI. So it was before then.
It was.
I was 25 years old then. So yeah, so they were younger than that. And so those two were like the reasons that I felt like I got to do more. There's no way I'm going to work at the mall for the rest of my life, working 60 to 80 hours a week, going to miss out on their events.
So was that one of your first reasons why?
One of them, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. And now we have 4, right? And that's it. We're done. We figured out what caused it. And
I just feel like they have shaped me. I mean, from the time they were born, even up to now, because they used to have to come to me to talk or for advice. And now I actually find myself going to them and talking to them and asking them for advice.
You have such a great friendship. I mean, you play the mom role and you play it well. And you've been a stay-at-home mom for 22 years.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Congrats. But you play an amazing role as mom, and you always have. And now I noticed this amazing friendship. I mean, the boys tell you things they don't tell me, right? And I'm like, why would they even tell you that? Like, I would have never told my mom that. I love you, Mom. And I'm like, I'm not telling my mom that. Why would they tell you that? And it's like amazing, the type of relationship you have.
Well, because remember, we've talked about this before. We were stuck together. You were out making everything happen for our family, and the 4 of us were stuck together. We didn't have a car to go anywhere, so we were stuck together. We were kind of forced to be close and spend time together, and it was amazing. Because you know how you say
I'm glad you said it was amazing. For a minute, I was like, man.
Well, no, I wasn't saying it in a bad way. Right. I was saying we were stuck together.
Yeah.
And it cultivated a relationship.
Yeah. Because
we were always together. No one could go anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's a funny thing. All 4 grew up in the same house.
Yes, they did.
Ate the same food. Well, 2 allergic to seafood, but pretty much the same food, right? So same lessons, same chores, right? Same family meeting.
Right.
But also different.
Oh my gosh. All 4 are different.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So 3 boys, 1 girl. Milan, the baby. Milan is just excited when someone else knows that she's done a great job. Like, it makes her feel so good because she wants to make everybody proud.
Yes.
And she's so smart, so intelligent, so ambitious, self-sufficient. Like, you don't worry about her if she's getting on the plane. You already know she knows the airport. She
So independent.
travels internationally.
So independent. She is.
But she's happy when other people knows like that. Like, we're bragging about her right now. And she's like, oh my gosh, Grandma, did you see the podcast when Mommy said, right? She's happy. And so
I told her, it's funny, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was talking to her today and I told her that someone mentioned her on another podcast. What? They did? Wow. What'd they say? Are you kidding? Like,
yeah, it really, she gets her energy there.
Yeah.
And she's just amazing energy anyway. But, you know, if for an example, growing up, if Milan had straight A's or Milan did really go on a report card, she would say, did you tell Auntie? Like, did Auntie know? Does Grandma know? Oh, like, who else did you tell? Like,
Right.
It makes her feel good to know that other people notice that she's worked hard and that she has accomplished something.
yes. Yes.
Anything else you want to say about Milan?
No, that's spot on.
Yeah.
That is.
So that's one person, and we can say a lot of things about all of our kids, but I'm trying to prove a point here that just because you're one way, don't expect everybody else to be that exact same way. Even if you're like, well, I don't understand. I mean, they grew up here. They had these type of parents. Doesn't matter. They had the same parents. They had the same, experience.
And the same thing for me because I have 2 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Again, us totally different.
Wow. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Makai,
The youngest boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he also really wants us to be proud of him, but he wants to make sure he's the type of personality that whoever he respects, that if they say, hey, I'm proud of you, it means the world to him. Like, everybody else can say it.
It won't matter.
It won't matter as much. So
he probably got that from me because I'm the same way. I am.
I can see that.
Because if I do something, there's certain people that if they don't say something, I'm taking it personally and I'm being sensitive. But that's the same for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that with you. And that's Makai, right? I remember Makai and I were both going for our black belts and in martial arts. And I remember him sparring. And he had to spar quite a few people. With this particular school we went to, you had to spar like several people in order to get your black belt at one time, like back to back to back to back. So by the time you're sparring like your 4th or 5th person, they're coming in fresh.
Right.
And you've been fighting for a long time at this point. And so I never forget, maybe it was, I can't remember, maybe the 3rd or 4th person coming in. And he had braces. He has mouthpiece in, but his mouth started bleeding. And so they stopped the sparring match for a second, and we went to the bathroom to wash out his mouth. And you weren't there, I don't think.
I wasn't there because I didn't want to see that.
Yeah,
I didn't want to see that.
And so his mouth is bleeding. I'm like, "You okay, son?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay, Dad." I said, "You want to keep going?" He was like, "Yeah, I want to keep going."
How old was he?
10.
Yes.
And so he's like, "Yeah, I want to keep going." He goes back out, spars a few more people, and did all the things he did. The 4 weapons. And he got his black belt.
Right.
So we're walking out. This is my birthday, by the way. It's like my birthday week. Mm-hmm. And so we're walking out to the car. Never forget it. And he looks at me. He's like, "Dad." And I said, "Huh?" He said, "You're proud of me?" And I said, "Yes, son. I'm really proud. I'm extremely proud of you." And he's like, "You know why I kept going?" I said, why'd you keep going? And he's like, "Because I wanted to make you proud on your birthday." And I'm like, really? He's about to make me cry.
Oh.
But again, he's the type of personality, and we all know people like that will go the extra mile just because someone who they really look up to or respect, they want them to be proud of them.
Yeah.
Right? And I've had people come to me and it's like, "Hey, this is stuff I'll never quit because I feel like I owe it to you for your years of mentorship, and I just want to make you proud. I'm like, no, I'm already proud of you. He's like, no, I hear you, but right. And so that's that personality.
Right.
Yeah. And so that was, I knew at that moment that he was the child that we have to continue to say, I'm proud, because we are, but he needs to hear it. Right. And we all know people like that will benefit from that. Not that you're not proud, but it's important to say it sometimes to people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Then there's Malik.
Oh, Lord. That one.
Yeah. So
we used to call him Begging Benny when he was younger.
You just said that on the podcast?
We did.
He would ask for things no matter where we went.
No matter where we were. We could be at Home Depot.
Yes.
And he would ask for something.
Yeah. Can I get a hammer? I mean,
it's like what?
Yeah. You know that personality, right? So Malik has a personality. And again, these are personality types, but we all know people that fit into these categories.
Right.
Where Malik wanted to know what he got for doing it. He's like,
what's the reward?
Exactly. Dad, if I score a touchdown, what I'm gonna get? How about you get 7 points for your team? That's what you get. That's what you get. He's like, so Dad, so if I do this and do this, what can you get me? It was a reward.
But he always took it a step further too, because you know how when you were younger, when you came home with a great report card, mm-hmm. you would get a reward or a treat or an outing. He didn't even wait for the report card. It was the test.
Right.
Every other day.
Right.
So if I get an A on this quiz tomorrow, what are we going to do?
Right.
Yeah, he really.
Right. And then look, all these lessons, by the way, these personality types have helped me to build an amazing team too, by the way, in business.
Yeah.
Because it allowed me to see that, and John C. Maxwell talks about this, how great leaders treat people differently.
Based on their personality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're individuals.
Sure.
So you don't treat them as a whole. I mean, sure, there's some things that you speak to them, together collectively as a team, but then there's some individual conversations that has to happen because not everybody's motivated by the same thing. And so somebody just wants me to recognize them and say, hey, I'm proud of you. Great job. They're like, thank you. I appreciate that. And they're going to do it again because they want to hear that again. Right. Somebody else is like, what's the reward? Like, put me in a competition. Like whoever does this gets $1,000. They're like, right. Oh, I'm winning that 1,000.
Right.
Like, you don't need to say you're proud of them. They're like, oh, that's good, but give me the $1,000. Right. Give me the trophy. Give me the reward. And so this is how I learned that they're in building a diverse team, that not everybody's motivated by the same thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Some people you put in a competition, they're like, I mean, I don't care what she does. Why you comparing me to her?
Right. Like,
I'm my own woman. I don't need to beat her to feel like a winner. And competition would actually push them away.
But some people thrive on that.
They thrive, and that's Malik.
Yeah.
Thrives on it.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, fam? You got to connect with J&E Builders. They buy homes in any condition. J&E Builders even help out with distressed properties. And if you're dealing with a significant amount of taxes, J&E Builders will assist you with that home as well. Give them a hit at J&E_builders. That's at Instagram at J&E_builders.
Hey, Self Talk Experience family. If you want to do some great shopping and get great finds like this, follow my girl, thebrianna.k on Instagram. And if you want to shop, go here.
So author and trainer Monty Sanders has been in this health and wellness space for over 20 years. His most notable clients are NFL Hall of Famers Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And guess what? He's got an Amazon best-selling book that you can gain access to right now. It's The Power of You versus You. I'm going to tell you right now how you can get access to that and his other programs. All you have to do is go to thepowerofyouversusyou.com. That's it. Thepowerofyouversusyou.com to get access to that amazing book as well as all of his other programs. Hey, what's up, Self-Talk Experience family? Listen, I thought I was going to get some bathrooms renovated, but I had no idea when I connected with my man Stan Neal that it would be more than a renovation. I'm not even sure what the term should be. Maybe transformation, because I started with the bathrooms and all of a sudden my entire basement was redone in a way that my family members thought I moved. Seriously. So if you're looking to take your house to the next level, whether it's some custom construction, some transformation of your bedroom, your bathrooms, your family room, your great room, I did it all. I mean, if I showed you my entire house before and after pictures, in fact, I'm going to show you some, you would say, no way is that the same room or the same house. Listen, I'm just saying this because I've got personal experience with this gentleman. So you want to connect with him, I'm going to give you the number, his office number to reach him, as well as email. And again, you will not be disappointed. So if you want to reach him via his office number, 202-359-3923. Again, 202-359-3923. And email is Stan, STAN .Neal, NEALJR @FreshAirLLC.com. Connect with my man Stan. You won't be disappointed. All right. And then there's Rayvon, our oldest.
My oldest baby.
Yes. So
what motivates Rayvon?
Look, this is the key. This is key. Rayvon's laughing while he's watching. This is key because some folks, you'll never quite figure out what really motivates them. They don't even let you know.
Right.
And it's hard for you, like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I remember Rayvon coming home with D's on his report card.
Like all D's.
Really? You just said that on the podcast?
All D's. It may have been a C in there. He was having a tough semester.
And he was like, Dad, D's mean don't worry about it. I'm going to be a millionaire like you. I don't need school. What I need grades for. I'm like, if your butt don't get in there and do better. He's like, nah, I got it, Dad. I got it, Dad. Well, some of those D's turn to S. It's like, I'm like, really? He's supposed to go the opposite direction.
But what did he say then?
He said, S means forget about it, Dad. You didn't use school to make your millions. F means forget about it. I'm like, boy, but it's hard, right? Because, I mean, Rayvon will give you the shirt off of his back.
So kind-hearted.
I mean, the kindest person ever, thinks about other people, but
he got that from you.
Thank you.
He did.
Thank you.
That's exactly how you are.
And guess what? It took me time to figure out me.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 7.5 years to get my 4-year degree because I did not quite know. And I was just unsure. And I didn't want to do anything 100% that I was unsure.
Yes.
So from pre-med to zoology, psychology, radio, television, and film, journalism, and then public relations.
You're so smart.
I know a little bit about a lot. I don't think you're supposed to know that, right? It's like a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
How'd you have to finish that? I feel like I've mastered some skills.
No, you have. I was just finishing the quote for you.
This was not about me. It's about the kids.
You just started talking about yourself, about all your majors.
Okay. So, kids, we love you guys. I've learned a lot from you all.
And even our grandkids, we're learning from them now because we're grandparents.
Oh, yes, we are.
I talked about patience in the last episode, and it's faring me well with my oldest grandson. Patience with that one.
I love it. He's so smart.
He's so smart.
And that's one of the reasons why you got to be patient with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows so much.
And then he knows how to get you. The other day when I came in the house, he was here. And when I came around the corner, I looked at him because I could tell he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. And he looked at me and he said, Tima, like, bring it in. I was like, you know what? But that's him.
Yep, go on across. So you got someone said on IG that they wanted us to talk about how our kids have, how do they phrase it?
How they have helped shape who we are.
Yeah. So they've helped me to learn the different personality types, and I've used that to help build a successful team. So thank you, kids, for allowing us the opportunity to learn from you, to grow from you. They help us out with dressing,
absolutely,
and fashion, and they don't mind having a conversation with us in our family meetings about how they feel that we all can be better. And I love that too. We all give each other advice.
Yes, the advice is key for me too. And they have really taught me what real friendship is.
Wow.
Besides being my children, they call me out sometimes. Respectfully call me out. And just like I call them out, and I appreciate it. But they've really taught me what a good friend is.
Wow.
All 4 of them.
Wow. Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. Well, guys, I'm not really your friend. I'm your daddy. You know what that means.
What does that mean?
That means that I will still pull my belt off right now. No, I'm just kidding. We haven't had to spank our kids.
Well, We're not going to, that was not the question. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
We believe in timeout. Okay. So.
Yes.
All right, guys, this has been another episode of Self-Talk. And for those with kids, hopefully you can share with us sometimes some of the things you've learned from your kids. And for those who are aunties and uncles and godparents, share with us some of the things that you've been able to learn in the comments, some of the things that you've been able to learn from kids. And I love that because we all can learn from everybody.
Absolutely. Love you guys.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.
If you've ever started something and said to yourself, I'm not quitting until I reach the finish line, there's a perfect podcast for you. The We Won't Quit podcast by my man, Mike Humes, mailman and millionaire, never gave up. Not only did he have success, but he's helped a ton of other people do the same thing. He's going to be interviewing people who never stopped until they finish. So check it out. We Won't Quit podcast.